I've made up my mind when it comes to exquisite gameplay mechanics in a first-person shooter. I've made a few videos of me and the guys playing Counter-Strike plenty of times, but one thing I've never done was do a full deep dive on the game itself. While that seems pretty pointless in today's day and age, I'm mostly making this video for fun. I won't be covering any of the online stuff because I'm known to be a lone wolf on the battlefield. I'm not skilled or anything, I just don't have any friends. If you're somehow unfamiliar with this uncut gem, Counter-Strike is a first-person tactical shooter with realistic mechanics and movement that have redefined the genre as a whole. It's considered to be a cult classic at this point, ranging as #1 on the most played and sold game of all time on Steam, especially when it became free to play, which many of the fans hated, but I guess you can take it or leave it. Lots of devs do this as a marketing strat to earn more player revenue and market their in-game monetized garbage, but I'm not going to focus on negative things here. In fact, I'm only here to show how much fun I've had with this series in general. Before we get to CSGO, I think it would only be fair if I started with an earlier title. Counter-Strike Source is another very famous game, often required to play on certain maps in Gmod. This blast from the past might seem like an eyesore today, but its charm is held up, and it seems to continue to grow across the globe. So I guess in a way you could say that it was a global offense to the community. I'm gonna kill myself after that. I wasn't around when this game was most popular, nor did I grow up and experience it prior to adulthood, but I don't think that makes the game any less timeless. If anything, it probably just increases the nostalgia and fun factor for me. There's the old school maps that we know and love. Crazy to think they didn't really have pictures for the maps at this point. I guess back then it was the simplicity that won over the hearts of millions, or maybe it was the fact that it feels really fucking good to play. Even if you're not very good at the game, it's hilariously addicting to experience it firsthand. For example, I played against bots, and I had them set to easy difficulty, but they stomped me like a bunny caught in a stampede of hippos. I was so underprepared for the amount of skill I lacked, but did that stop me from enjoying it? No sir. Freeze, motherfuckers!
Side yard.
Side yard? Oh, don't worry, I'm all over them. See? Look at me. Look at me. All over them. Please tell me we're gonna win. Krieg? Yeah, I'm pretty good with the Krieg. Oh my lord. Oh, wow. Bots are so good in this game, apparently. You stared right into his fucking soul, and you're telling me you didn't think to shoot quicker? Now, Wally, there's one more guy. He might be on the bomb, so you might want to get back to the bomb, right? That
bomb has been defused.
Oh, got him. I 360 no-scoped him! Well, I mean, I didn't mean to. It was more like an accident, but that was still pretty cool. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Ah! You suck at aiming. You're terrible. You're terrible. What were you thinking, Wally? You can't just spray and pray in this game. It's not designed like that. Oh, thank fuck. Okay, we might actually be able to clutch this. If we clutch this, I will be extremely erect. Oh my god. You guys are embarrassing. Yeah, see, that's what you can't go in spraying and praying. I missed every shot. Yeah. Alright, that was much easier because they chose one route. Oh, god, you guys have to stop doing that. Jesus Christ. Hell yeah. Oof. Oh. 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 Ah, I'm scared. Nice. Easy win.
3 left.
I knew that was gonna happen. The guns have the same mechanics that CSGO does, but obviously they're not as improved as they are today. The recoil control is one of the most intuitive mechanics for its time, offering a challenge to hitting your mark. What sets Counter-Strike apart from other shooters was the difficulty in landing your shots. Players are not encouraged to run in head-first, guns blazing. Doing this can sometimes lead to victory, but for the most part, if you charge your enemies out in the open, you're likely gonna die. Instead, players have taken it upon themselves to master the recoil mechanics in every single gun in the game. pistols included. The trick is to be as fast and accurate as possible without exposing yourself too much to your enemies. You can do this by crouching and pacing your shots. Don't pull down on the trigger and spray like a crazy baboon. Just take your time, focus, and find your rhythm. They are quite literally destroying me. I am not doing a very good job. The strange thing is, if you play on any of these maps by yourself, you'll have this eerie feeling drape over you. It's the same effect you'd have playing on an empty Gary's Mod server, for example. It's bizarre that Source games have that effect to them. You should never be discouraged when playing. I played like a blind dog chasing a monkey up some trees with beehives attached to my fucking feet, and I still laughed many times due to the ridiculousness of it all. You don't have to be good at it to enjoy it, and if you grind hard enough, or just love punishing yourself, you can fake it until you make it. Well, I guess that about sums it up for Counter-Strike Source. Now I want to move on to the more recent installment, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. With some really gorgeous and fun maps this time around, it's hard to imagine a game capable of knocking this one out of the water. The gunplay is fun, the maps feel unique, and are all famous in their own ways. There are so many guns to experiment with, new gear and equipment. It's all so much joy, even if you're a solo guy like me. Sure, playing with bots might get stale after a while, but it's nice to sometimes change the difficulty of them and challenge yourself further. I've never considered myself good at this game, so to speak, but I've always enjoyed launching it up every now and again. The terrorists are my favorite in this game, and before my house is raided by a fucking SWAT team, allow me to say that obviously I am not in agreement with their following or whatever the fuck. I just like all the different things they can do. Planting bombs, keeping guard of hostages, maintaining a specific playstyle in their own right. With unique weapons assigned to each side, there's a lot of fun to be had in the mix. Counter-terrorists are the opposing force, the good guys as some would say. They too have some unique gear such as ballistic shields, decoy grenades, and a bomb defusing kit assigned for preventing the enemy's team from detonating the explosive. What's really cool is the terrorists can still win if every player on their team is wiped out. So long as the bomb is hidden during its detonation period and it goes off, it's an instant win for the terrorists. Each game that involves bomb planting is divided into two sectors, Site A and B, which is on every single map. The bomb can be planted at either location, but it's mostly the joy of preparing yourself to battle the enemy team more than anything. If you're the bomb carrier for the terrorists, you're a walking bullseye and you'll be hunted often. The maps, much like Counter-Strike Source, are iconic and bring a smorgasbord of fun gameplay moments. I literally let him do that. Dude, no! I got cocky. I got way too cocky. I thought I could kill him with... I thought I could no-scope him. I should have just fucking pulled out the pistol and headshotted him. Goddamn. One of my personal favorites is Vertigo, a map that takes place on the rooftop of a skyscraper. It's a very well-designed map. Players can hold off two possible choke points, with one team having the higher ground and the other team pushing up using a different set of stairs. Just to name a few, my favorite maps include Militia for its close quarters and epic sniper combat, Office because who the fuck doesn't love this map, and Dust 2, which many others like myself have mastered the layouts down to every corner and stairway. You don't really see maps made like these anymore, not in modern shooters. Instead, companies like Call of Duty will re-release the same maps from Modern Warfare 1, charging a stupid amount of money to sheep players who only want to play on the greatest maps of all time. Speaking of, the combat is also quite different than other modern shooters today. In a game like Call of Duty, players can expect to earn a few kills in-game while sprinting around and hip-firing, although it isn't recommended. In CSGO, your shots have to be pixel fucking perfect. As stated before, crouching and spacing your shots can help your accuracy go a long way and can save your life in the heat of battle. Sniping in this game is like being stuck in a room full of mouse traps while someone rubs raw meat on you then throws a fucking cheetah on your back. If you're playing against some of the most elite people on Earth, you can bet your ass it can make for an unfair and depressing experience. However, you can play certain custom modes against bots like Flying Scoutsman, which not only triples the gravity for jumping, adds a huge sense of intensity to the gameplay, but it could also serve as a nice training mode for anyone who's looking to become a sniper. There have been some new modes over the course of the years. One of my favorites is Retake. Terrorists plant the bomb while the counter-terrorists have to rush in to stop it from exploding. Sounds like the usual mode, but this one has a spin to it. You spawn with the bomb and it gets planted immediately at the start of each round. This can make for some really high-octane firefights, as both sides will collide like a fucking steam-powered train meeting a skyscraper. Playing as either one, you're gonna sweat a few times. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Tristan, how do you feel about Counter-Strike 2? If not, I'm gonna tell you anyways, and there's nothing you could do about it. Obviously, there are a lot of improvements coming our way with the announced free-to-play update for CSGO, but when you put it in hindsight, it's not really that big of a change. Yeah, sure, go ahead and spam the comments by telling me they updated server ticks and time to kill and the graphics. Great. How about a new mode? New guns? New customization that doesn't cost money or encourage fucking gambling? Where's all that going? Certainly not in the sequel, that's for sure. But hey, it's not all bad. They've added volumetric smoke. Hooray, I guess. Metro Exodus had volumetric smoke, and that came out in 2016. I might sound like the 1% here, but it's definitely never going to be better than this. CSGO is a traditional shooter that, while it does look fantastic for its time, it also plays a certain way that I don't think needs changing. I'm not saying I'm going to sit here and whine and cry about it all day, I just wish they'd update the game with some extra fun modes. How about a breach and clear mode? Lone Wolf, Kill Confirmed, Infected? How about a dynamic and personal weapon customization that doesn't feel like gambling to earn? I feel like the list could go on. You could even argue that there's room for a single-player storyline with solo rewards and multiplayer for completing different chapters. But to many, CSGO is perfect no matter what changes come its way, and I'm not at all trying to shit on the game's legacy. I have a lot of hours myself, both online and against bots, and I'd be lying if I said I don't have fun with it. Some of my best memories with a first-person shooter involve both CS Source and CSGO. Whether I was laughing at how ridiculous the gameplay could be at times, or if I was bored from gunning down the same guys over and over, I still found myself coming back to it. It's hard for me to consider it not one of the best shooters still alive and thriving today. Well, what else can I say, guys? Counter-Strike is obviously a global success, and the announcement of the free-to-play sequel update, although kinda silly and pointless to me, looks promising for future players and anyone eager to test out the new features and graphics. It may become mindless at times, but that's where the heart lies in Counter-Strike. You don't necessarily focus on being good, you focus on being a good teammate, or at least on having a good time. You focus on improving your aim, and every time you die, it's almost like a lesson. I think of Dark Souls whenever an enemy one-taps me around the corner. I just wasn't fast enough, simply put. That's not a bad thing, though. It's just part of the formula that this game has created for itself. If you somehow haven't touched the surface of this classic, you're definitely missing out. I'd say ease your way into it, avoid any of the bullshit paid features, and don't let the online community infect you with its toxicity, and just relax. Have a good time. Any other player would tell me to go fuck myself, and honestly, I'm not expecting everyone here to agree with me, but that's the funny thing about opinions. You're allowed to disagree or agree as you wish. It's entirely your choice. Opinions are actually a crazy thing. Anyways, thanks for sticking around, guys. It feels good to finally talk about one of the most influential games I've grown up playing, immersing myself in the boots of both the enemy and the hero, put up against a realistic situation that has no bounds when it comes to securing the mission and doing the impossible. Or maybe it's just a silly game. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our channel, and thanks for checking out this video. Leave a like, comment, and since we're on the subject, enjoy yourself. Thanks for watching the content, folks.